Let me tell you something no one warns you about. After 60, it's not just the fine lines that creep in. It's the silence. The way people stop seeing you. You're there, you're present, but it's like you've become wallpaper. Always in the room, rarely noticed. It's not that you've changed. You still laugh deeply. You still have stories worth telling. And you've walked through decades of love, heartbreak, joy, and grit. But somehow, society decided your vivid presence should fade quietly into the background. Here's the truth. They were wrong. You were never meant to blend in. You were born to stand out. Not with noise, but with presence. And no, this isn't about wearing flashy trends or trying to look 25 again. This is about something far more powerful. Something you already have, just waiting to be awakened. Color. Yes, color. Because while the world told you to play it safe with black, beige, or navy, science says otherwise. Color is not decoration. It's communication. It speaks before you do, and it tells people exactly how to feel around you, within seconds. That's why today I'm going to show you how just one bold shift in the shades you wear can change everything. Not just how others see you, but how you see yourself. This isn't about fashion. It's about visibility. Self-respect made visible, because you're not invisible. You've just been camouflaged by a culture that forgot to honor your brilliance. That ends today. In this video, you'll discover 5 deeply powerful, psychologically backed colors that ignite attention, not for shock value, but because they reflect the very strength, grace, and passion you've carried all along. And by the end, you won't just feel seen, you'll feel unforgettable. Let's begin with a color that doesn't shout. It speaks. Sapphire blue. Not just any blue, not the powdery pastels or baby blues we've all seen before. I'm talking about deep, regal, unforgettable sapphire. It's the color of midnight oceans and twilight skies. The kind of blue that carries elegance without effort and commands attention without asking for it. And here's the secret. Sapphire blue is psychologically proven to influence how people perceive you, especially as a mature woman. A study out of the University of British Columbia found that deeper blue shades increase feelings of trust, emotional intelligence, and calm authority. These are traits people gravitate toward instinctively. Men, in particular, associate deep blues with reliability and long-term attraction, not in the loud, impulsive way, but in a grounded, magnetic way. When you wear sapphire blue, you're not trying to impress. You're expressing confidence, grace, presence. And unlike bright red or overly trendy tones, sapphire blue flatters the natural evolution of our beauty. It lifts silver, white, or salt and pepper hair. It adds contrast to softer skin tones. It brightens the whites of your eyes and softens fine lines without needing a single swipe of makeup. But even more importantly, it creates an aura. Picture this. You walk into a room, maybe a dinner party or a gallery opening. Everyone else is dressed in the usual suspects, black, beige, gray. They look fine. Safe. Then you walk in wearing a sapphire blue silk blouse or a tailored jacket. You don't look louder. You look clearer, more grounded, like someone who knows who she is and doesn't need permission to shine. People won't just look at your outfit. They'll remember the feeling you gave them. That's what sapphire blue does. It's not a costume, it's a cue, a subconscious signal that says, I'm present. I'm powerful. I'm not fading away. If you're wondering how to introduce it into your wardrobe, you don't need to overhaul everything. Try a wrap, a scarf, or a silk blouse. Wear it near your face where its energy can radiate. If you wear glasses, sapphire-toned frames are a stunning, unexpected choice. Even a structured handbag in this tone can shift your whole look from safe to striking. And for special occasions, a sapphire blue dress with silver jewelry is timeless. It's refined. It's you, at your clearest, strongest, and most elegant, because sapphire blue doesn't chase attention. It attracts it, quietly, powerfully. with the kind of confidence that doesn't need to explain itself. Now, if sapphire blue is your signal of elegant strength, then the next color is your invitation to warmth, intimacy, and soulful sensuality. Let's explore the earthy, magnetic beauty of olive green. Now, let's talk about a color that whispers, not shouts. Olive green. You may have passed it by on a rack, thinking it looked too muted or too earthy. But olive green is one of the most quietly powerful colors a mature woman can wear, especially after 60. It's not glamorous in the way sparkles are. It's not flashy, but it is deeply magnetic. Olive green carries the energy of wisdom, resilience, and calm strength. It doesn't demand attention. It invites connection. And that's exactly what makes it unforgettable. Psychologically, olive tones are associated with nature, peace, and emotional maturity. They create an aura of approachability, something that becomes even more powerful as we age. Because let's be honest, by now, you've seen life. You've survived the highs and the heartbreaks, and you don't need to prove anything. That's what olive green says before you ever open your mouth. I've lived, and I carry it with grace. Now here's the beauty of it. Olive green is incredibly flattering to aging skin. While bright greens or neons can clash with softened undertones, olive blends in just enough to bring out your natural warmth, especially if you have golden, neutral, or sun-kissed skin. It gives your complexion a soft glow, like candlelight on the skin. And there's something else few people know. Men, especially those drawn to emotional safety and strength, subconsciously associate olive green with health, natural sensuality, and grounded confidence. It reminds them of the earth, of something strong and nurturing, something real. So how do you wear it? Start simply. A cozy knit sweater, a wrap dress, a utility-inspired jacket with bronze buttons, even a scarf with olive tones layered over cream or rust can transform your look. Olive green pairs beautifully with warm tones, camel, ivory, burnt orange, even mustard. And for jewelry, choose pieces that feel as grounded as the color itself. Think brass, matte gold, or earthy stones. There's something powerful about wearing a color that doesn't try too hard, but still gets remembered. Olive green doesn't sparkle. It glows. Softly, surely, from the inside out. It's the color of quiet power. And when you wear it, people don't just notice your outfit. They feel drawn to your energy. So if sapphire blue is your calm command, then olive green is your quiet invitation. But what if you're ready to turn up the warmth just a little more? Let's move on to a color almost no one expects on older women. And that's exactly why it works. It's rich. It's warm, and it lights up your skin like sunshine. It's time to meet deep mustard. Now let's talk about the color no one expects you to wear. Deep mustard, not the pale lemony yellow that washes you out. Not the neon yellow of trend-chasing teens. I'm talking about something richer, earthier, more powerful. Deep mustard sits somewhere between golden ochre and warm amber. It's a tone rooted in sunlight, aged wood, and glowing embers. And on a mature woman, it does something almost magical. It awakens the skin. It restores warmth. It says, without a word, I'm here, I'm alive, and I am not fading quietly. You see, as we age, our skin can lose a little of its natural brightness. That inner glow we once took for granted starts to dim, not because we've lost anything, but because life has softened us. That's where deep mustard becomes a secret weapon. It brings back the radiance, but not the artificial kind. It's warm, sun-kissed, and deeply flattering to silver hair, golden tones, and even darker complexions. Unlike lighter yellows, which can feel timid or childish, deep mustard is bold and grown-up. It doesn't beg for attention, it earns it. And here's something fascinating. Deep mustard is psychologically linked to curiosity, intelligence, and creative warmth. It's the color of wisdom with fire, of comfort with presence. Men often associate golden tones like this with nurturing energy, not maternal, but magnetic. It signals strength wrapped in warmth, the kind of woman who walks into a room and lights it up, not because she's trying, but because she just does. You might be wondering, can I really wear this? Yes. Start small. A deep mustard blouse under a neutral blazer, a scarf knotted softly around the neck. Even a handbag in this tone paired with charcoal gray or forest green can transform your entire look. Pair it with brass jewelry or textured gold pieces to highlight the depth. You'll notice how it draws attention, not to your outfit, but to your face, your smile, your eyes. This color brings you forward, not because it's loud, but because it feels alive, and that's what makes it so unexpected and unforgettable. So far, we've explored strength, serenity, and warmth. But what if you're ready for something more sensual? A color that speaks of mystery, depth, and quiet passion. Then let me introduce you to the one tone that turns heads not with flash, but with soul. It's time for plum wine. Some colors sparkle, but plum wine smolders. It doesn't beg for attention. It simply arrives, elegant, powerful, and unforgettable. Plum wine isn't just a color, it's an energy. A shade that lives somewhere between deep burgundy and twilight purple. It holds the richness of red, but with the mystery of violet. And that combination. It speaks volumes about passion, depth, and the beauty of a woman who has lived. This color isn't playful, it's poised. It's not flirtatious, it's fascinating. In color psychology, plum tones are linked to wisdom, sensuality, and quiet confidence. Historically, these hues were reserved for royalty and spiritual leaders, women of influence, depth, and emotional authority. And when worn by a mature woman, plum wine brings all of that forward, without saying a single word. You may be surprised how beautifully it complements you now. Why? Because your beauty has evolved. It's layered. Your silver or salt and pepper hair glows against it. Your skin appears warmer, your features more sculpted, your eyes more intense. Plum wine doesn't just look good, it amplifies presence. It creates an aura of emotional magnetism, the kind that draws people into conversation, into curiosity, into connection. And here's the secret that most stylists overlook. Men often can't name this color, but they feel it. It stirs something: warmth, mystery, comfort. It's the kind of color that suggests a woman who knows herself deeply and isn't afraid of feeling deeply either. She doesn't chase attention. She earns admiration. Not for performance, but for presence. So how do you wear it? Try a wrap dress in a silky plum fabric. It moves with elegance and feels like a second skin. A cashmere sweater in this tone is sensual without trying. A blouse under a blazer, perfect for dinner, dates, or meaningful conversations. For accessories, think plum-toned scarves, lipsticks, or statement earrings with amethyst stones. And for evenings, a plum velvet blazer or a floor-length dress, absolute quiet luxury. Pair it with colors that don't compete: cream, black, navy, or even camel. And for jewelry, plum sings with silver, hematite, or rose gold. This is not a color for little moments, it's for real ones. It's the color of deep conversations, of soulful laughter, of being seen, truly seen by those who matter most. So if sapphire blue is your command, olive green your strength, and mustard your glow, plum wine is your mystery. And next, we'll explore a color so soft most people dismiss it, but it holds more quiet power than they ever imagine. Let's talk about stone gray, and why it may be the most elegant color you'll ever wear. Now let's talk about a color that many overlook: stone gray. At first glance, it might seem quiet, subtle, safe, but look again. Stone gray is anything but ordinary. It's psychological armor. It's the color of emotional strength, calm clarity, and earned wisdom. And on a woman over 60, it's breathtaking. Unlike darker grays, which can feel cold or lifeless, stone gray is soft but structured. It has texture. depth. A gentle elegance that doesn't demand attention, but absolutely holds it. You see, stone gray is not here to impress. It's here to reassure. It sends a message without saying a word. I'm clear. I'm centered. I know who I am. In color psychology, gray is often misunderstood. People assume it's dull, but stone gray, with its layered undertones, hints of warmth, softness, and silver, is anything but dull. It's refined. It's modern. It's unshakable. This color creates contrast in the best way. Against silver or white hair, it makes every strand shine. Against warm or cool skin tones, it lifts your complexion, making you look fresher, brighter, more awake. And here's what's truly special. Stone gray allows you to be the focus. Not the outfit, not the accessories. It's the color of quiet composure, and men often associate it with trustworthiness, intelligence, and emotional stability. Think about that. Stone gray doesn't flirt. It listens, it observes, it holds space. It's the color of a woman who no longer needs to prove anything. She simply is. And that kind of presence, it's unforgettable. So how do you wear it? Try it in tailored pieces. A long coat, a wrap dress, or a beautifully cut blazer. Add texture. Stone gray in cashmere, linen, or suede becomes richer, more touchable, more alive. Layer it with white, navy, blush pink, or even mustard to give it a refined palette. And for jewelry, pair it with matte gold, pearl, or soft rose quartz. Even a stone gray handbag or scarf can shift your outfit from fine to elevated in a heartbeat. Stone gray is a power move, disguised as simplicity. It doesn't sparkle. It glows from within, because it's not about chasing youth or trends. It's about embodying elegance earned. The kind of elegance that comes only with time, perspective, and self-respect. So if you've ever felt like you needed permission to be seen, stone gray hands it right back to you. Now let's take a breath and reflect on everything we've uncovered, because these colors aren't just beautiful. They're symbolic of who you've become. Let's take a moment to breathe this all in. Sapphire blue, your calm command. Olive green, your quiet strength. Deep mustard, your radiant warmth. Plum wine, your mystery and sensuality. Stone gray, your earned elegance. These aren't just colors, they're mirrors, reflections of the woman you've become. Because somewhere between raising families, building careers, and holding everyone else together, the world quietly stopped seeing you. They didn't mean to, but they did. And it left you wondering, when did I become invisible? But here's the truth. No one tells you. You were never invisible. Your light just got covered by layers of expectation. Muted tones, safe choices, clothes that told the world, I'm fine, even when your soul was begging to be seen. Well, not anymore, because color is more than style. It's self-respect, made visible. Every time you choose sapphire blue instead of black or deep mustard instead of beige, you're not just dressing. You're declaring, I'm still here and I still matter. These 5 colors aren't about chasing trends or pleasing others. They're about reclaiming space, reclaiming presence. They work with your skin, your hair, your story, not against it. They don't hide you. They reveal you. And you know what happens when you wear colors that reveal who you really are. People notice, they pause, they feel something around you. Not because you're trying to be seen, but because you're finally showing up as yourself. So maybe the question isn't, which color should I wear? Maybe it's, which part of me do I want the world to experience today? Do you want to show your soft authority? Wear stone gray. Do you feel your bold warmth rising? Reach for deep mustard. Is there a quiet fire in your spirit tonight? Plum wine is waiting for you. You've spent a lifetime becoming the woman you are. You've earned every shade of your soul. Now let the world see them, because you were never meant to fade. You were meant to shine, wisely, boldly, beautifully. So stand tall, open that closet, and choose color like it's your birthright. Because it is. If this message spoke to your heart, I'd love for you to hit the like button. Not for me, but for you. For the woman you're finally ready to let shine again. And if you want more of this, real talk, wise advice, and style made for women like us, subscribe and stay with me. This space is yours too. Tell me in the comments, which color are you ready to reclaim? Which one felt like a whisper to your soul? Because aging isn't the end of visibility. It's the beginning of true radiance. And your presence, in color, in truth, in light, is exactly what this world needs now.